You're about to listen to the Weekly Business Hour podcast. I am Rick Schissler, Silver Fox Advisor, your host for the show. The show is broadcast live each Monday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on irlonestar.com. You can reach me on my Facebook page, The Weekly Business Hour, or by email at rick@irlonestar.com. The Weekly Business Hour is sponsored by Patricia Cooper Insurance Agency, Taylorized PR, Schooley Mitchell with Jerry Polio, and the Silver Fox Advisors. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy the program.
Good morning, and welcome to the Lone Star Weekly Business Hour. Your host, Rick Schissler, is a Silver Fox Advisor who personally has over 40 years of experience as a serial entrepreneur. So sit back, pull out your pad and pencil, and get ready to take notes as we join Rick Schissler in his Lone Star Weekly Business Hour.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of the Weekly Business Hour. This is Rick Schissler, your Silver Fox Advisor and host of the Weekly Business Hour. Hope everyone enjoyed a good holiday with friends and family. My question for you this morning is, how'd your business fare? Was your business prepared for the holidays? Remember, we still have this week and New Year's Day coming up, and you need to double check again and make sure your business is prepared for the coming week. You need to check or recheck. Make sure, one, that the time off for your employees has been scheduled so you're not left short of help. Two, check with customer and clients and their schedules. Sometimes customers and clients don't prepare for the holidays, and they'll expect deliveries on days that you're not prepared to do it because they're going to be closed. A lot of businesses close New Year's Day, obviously, and some close early on New Year's Eve. So be prepared for that. And third, and really most importantly, is check your vendors. Look for shipping schedules. If you watched the news over the weekend, you noted that particularly FedEx, UPS, and even the United States Post Office fell behind in deliveries. And if these deliveries are important to your business, then you need to make sure that your packages have reached their destination. Your clients and customers depend on you for delivery of timely, efficient service. And that is what you've built your business in, and it's important that you continue to do so. You're in the right place if you're a business owner, manager, or considering starting your own business, because the Weekly Business Hour is where Montgomery County comes to talk about the latest in business news, ideas to improve your business, and to hear from some of our local business leaders on how they have found success right here in Montgomery County. We're going to take a short break right now, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back with you and our special guest for today's show.
Taylorized PR works exclusively to get your business noticed. Public relations is how others perceive you and your company. By tailorizing the marketing strategy exclusively to your business, your story is told. Taylorized PR services include networking, social media, blogs, press releases, public appearances, and event planning. To learn about Taylorized PR, call Margie Taylor at 936-828-6881 or visit the website at taylorizedpr.com. My business is tailored to yours.
Heaven's Army of Resources and Recreation Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization featuring a 10,000 square foot building located at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas. At Heaven's Army, we offer over 26 different services free for all ages, from karate, dance, drug and alcohol classes, anger management, parenting, food and clothing pantries, to just name a few. We are supported solely by volunteers and private donations. Our main mission is to glorify God in all that we do. At Heaven's Army, we strive to be a hand up, not a handout. Come check us out at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas, or call for more information at 281-689-5864. You may also learn more about Heaven's Army by visiting our website at heavensarmyofresources.com.
Are you planning on growing, expanding, or possibly selling your business? All of these business opportunities require developing strategies and setting goals in order to achieve success. Providing specialized consulting in these and other key business decisions is what Silver Fox Advisors have been doing since 1986. Let us help you today. Call us at 713-343-3718. It might be the most profitable call that you ever make.
Are you paying too much for your personal or business insurance? Patricia Cooper Insurance on FM 1488 and Tamina Road is an independent agency that can shop multiple carriers to find the best rates and coverages to fit your specific needs. Call us today at 281-356-9955 and let us go to work for you. Patricia Cooper Insurance, where our customers are treated like family.
Running a business is hard. The pressure to maximize profits and minimize loss continue to grow. Schooley Mitchell of Houston can help. Their independent consultants will ensure you are receiving the best communications and credit card processing services at the best prices. Most importantly, their services are completely risk-free. If they don't find savings for you, there is no fee. Contact Schooley Mitchell of Houston today to find out. Call 832-314-1815 or visit their website at schooleymitchell.com/JM Polio.
You are listening to the Weekly Business Hour, and this is Rick Schissler, your Silver Fox advisor and host. Welcome back. And if you're ready to do business this week, then let's get started with today's show. First, I want to remind you that if you have a question or a comment to make, please email it to me, either during the show or feel free to do afterwards at rick@irlonestar.com. Now, let's check in with Dick here at Lone Star and see what's on tap for Lone Star this week.
I want to let everyone know, starting in January, we're going to be running a couple new shows. Starting on Wednesday the 6th, Mark Hader is back in the studio. He is a columnist writer, if I pronounced that correctly, for The Courier, and he's going to be on every Wednesday with his wife, Kay, trying to entertain you and make you smile every day. It's going to be a comedy show. It's going to have skits. It's going to have local theater production people from around the Montgomery County area, and it's going to be at 12 o'clock on Wednesdays, called Hanging with the Haters. I want to let everyone know that we have new shows coming to Lone Star here in January.
Yeah, I know the business here at Lone Star, you've got a number of new shows to introduce in the new year, and I encourage everyone that's listening to our business show today to consider taking a look at the website at irlonestar.com, and you can see the complete lineup of shows that are available on your community radio. Well, now we have a special studio guest, and I want to introduce him and get started talking about his business and some other things that are happening around Montgomery County. Trey Halberdier, Halberdier Real Estate, one of the largest area real estate investment, development, advisory, and management firms. Trey, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Well, I appreciate you coming in. Obviously, if people drive around Montgomery County interested at all in real estate, as a number of our listeners are, because they have locations for their businesses, whether it be industrial, retail, or office, they see your signs. You're doing a lot of development around the county. And would you please give us a brief idea of kind of what makes up the Halberdier Real Estate or H Companies, as I saw that it was called on your website?
Yeah, thank you very much. So I moved up here in 2008. Right out of college, I started downtown with some of the larger commercial real estate firms and got my training there. And then I like to say my wife made the decision to move up to the Woodlands area. And ever since 2008, we haven't looked back. It's just a very dynamic market, probably one of the best markets in the country, arguably one of the best markets in the country. And like you said, all the product types being office, retail, industrial, land, multifamily, and obviously the residential areas have done very well here. So we've let the market be the expert, and we just kind of get in the way of a very good thing. And that's done through having an enterprise that has, a mission and core values and the ability to execute at a high level. So I would say that we work the radius around the Woodlands being the epicenter of most of our activity. And then there's probably a 15 to 20 mile radius from there that we call our backyard and our playground. So we're just very blessed to be in the area.
Well, one thing you just mentioned that your wife, and I know what drives that particular truck. Initially, my wife resisted the move, but now we're making it. Let me ask you, I mean, from a business point of view, you moved out of downtown Houston, very dynamic market. I've lived here all my life and watched Houston grow. What attracted you to Montgomery County and the Woodlands, particularly for your business?
Yeah, it's really the, you hear people talk about the live, work, play, and pray concept. And that truly is what it is. And we had 2 kids at the time. Now we have 4 kids under 10 years old. So, I mean, we can't think of a better spot to raise a family. So I would say number 1, I guess number 1 and 2 is faith and family. You got some awesome churches and faith-based businesses, enterprises up here alongside the schools. Obviously, are a big driver. Most people understand when you're shopping for your house, the first question they ask the realtor is, how are the schools? And, we're obviously blessed to have the different ISDs, specifically Conroe and Montgomery, Magnolia in the area. So for being a father of 4 and having all the accommodations of live, work, pray, and play, I think it's the ideal situation.
Well, what about on the work side, though? I mean,
Yeah.
You've built a business around that, so were you driven by the fact that you found it an ideal place to live and recognize that that's going to create a market for business?
Yeah, it's we like to say it's the Woodlands is the island within the island. And I know right now this market, there's uncertainty with oil now plummeting below $40, but we kind of joke that the Woodlands is the island within the bigger island of Houston, Texas. Houston obviously had a great run, back in 13 and 14 before the oil glut. But, if you take a dynamic market like the Houston and then you extrapolate that even further, you have the Woodlands, Texas, which, defines solid demographics and growth potential. So I think we've always been out on the edges a little bit, and this Woodlands notion of moving out here and in Montgomery County, what they used to call South Dallas, proved up to be a good decision.
Well, there's no doubt about it. It's a tremendous growth area. One of the things I noticed that's kind of a little saying that appears in some of your materials, even your email, is from Jim Collins, the great business writer.
Yeah.
It's far better to be great than lucky. It's a choice. Specifically, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, well, Jim Collins is a huge mentor for me. He wrote the book that everybody knows, Good to Great, and Great by Choice. And, I just think we all do have a choice to make every morning we wake up and put our shoes on and make it out to the workplace. There's so much negative energy out there, and I think the more that we can all have something that ticks our clock and something that takes us to the next level, it truly is a choice for us, and we kind of inspire our company to be great and to be exceptional. Being average and ordinary is boring, and we just think that we all have something to give the community, and there's an impact out there that we're searching for. So it truly is a decision we all have to make every day, to make a choice to be great and not rely on luck per se. I think we all have good and bad luck, as Jim Collins says. It's kind of what you do with it. And certainly, our firm and myself personally, I've had some strokes of bad luck, and it's all about getting back up on the horse and learning to ride again as quick as you possibly can. So, yeah, I think it's just kind of it's like a paradigm, if you will.
Well, I noticed your title, and I really appreciated that you're president and the great believer.
Yeah.
How does that play into that?
Well, chief believer is what
Chief
we
believer,
say.
I'm sorry.
And I think that came from a niche consultant talking downtown at some business seminar, and he was referring to Jack Welch, the blusterous CEO of, I think it was GE.
Right.
Maybe Microsoft. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but,
GE for a number of years.
He said, he's such a dynamic figure, but what he is he's the chief believer. And, he might say some funky things just like, for instance, Donald Trump, but at the end of the day, he is a chief believer. And that really stuck with me. And it kind of fits my skill set, my personality. I do believe in people. I love working with people. I obviously believe in a greater power, and that happens to be Jesus for me. But, I think I think everybody needs a believer. So we inspire that within our team, especially at the leadership ranks, believing in your people and getting them to the next level.
Well, that leads me to my next question, topic to discuss. In your opinion, what does it take to build a great company?
Number one, vision. I think we all said, we all understand when there's no vision, the people will perish. So vision, number one, core values align closely to that, and then people. And alongside people, you have to have the execution. What Jim Collins, frankly, says is brilliant execution. So I think it's kind of a combination of a lot of things, but if you boil it down to simplicity, it's vision, people, and execution. So
you mentioned people, and I happen to be a big believer in the number of businesses that I started and whatnot in my career. People are the real asset of a business.
Absolutely.
The other tools and machinery, equipment, whatever you need to run your business are available in the marketplace. But people, what do you do special on call it the human resources side in your business to find the right people? Is there anything special you do?
Yeah, I'm still in my late 30s, so patience for me is always a challenge. I'd probably have a bigger firm if I could, if my operations guy would let me, but we have to hit the brakes a little bit. We do certain things within the Woodlands. There's different online portals. Woodlands Online we like a lot. We've had some success out of there. Not to mention the commercial real estate forums and shows. Social media now is a big thing. I think back in 2012, even people were like, what's the social media stuff all about? LinkedIn, Facebook, et cetera. But I would say that we're kind of on the front end of a lot of that social media. And I think ultimately what this is a community connectedness. And once you can show that you're authentic in the community, that you're connected in the community, and you can do that through certain tools and tactics. We happen to use, social media. We think that that's pretty effective. And the consistency of your contributions in the community, once they sense that and feel that like, hey, these guys are for real, this brand is for real, then they connect with you, and then you make that connection over coffee or, an office meeting or what have you, and you build the relationship. So, we all know it's about relationships. But I'd take that one step further and say it's authentic relationships, ones that really matter, ones that count, ones that they know that you're for real and you're interested in their well-being. So there's not an exact science to this. I think it's more of an art as to how you connect with people, with recruiting. We think the magic number at our small boutique firm is 10, but, maybe it'll be 100 in a few years. Who knows?
Well, let me ask you this. Now, you've made that connection. Now, is there anything you do, or how do you determine, I guess I should ask, that individual will fit with your vision and your core values and whatnot? How do you determine that?
Yeah, we like the 3 C's: character, competency, and chemistry. We value the 3 C's a lot, and I think it starts with character. I think you can train skill, but it truly starts with character. So for all the business people out there that have been doing this long enough, if you get one bad apple, it can ruin the whole apple cart. So, we're very, we underwrite our character and onboarding pretty heavily. So, and then the chemistry and the competence. I think plenty of people are smart, and it's good to be a smart firm. I think it's more important to be a healthy organizational firm, and then the smart people, of course, they're going to figure out the skill sets and things like that. And then the chemistry, of course, is just like being an ex-athlete. The chemistry with your team is pretty huge, because you can have just above average people that can go win the Super Bowl, or you can have a bunch of prima donna all-stars that can't get along, and you're not going to even go to the Super Bowl. So I'd like to think that that we value chemistry for sure.
Well, there's no doubt that's important. Well, we kind of switch gears here and kind of look at the general economic situation in Montgomery County. But your firm has a number of projects, ongoing around the area. In general, what is your opinion of the growth prospects of the various areas of Montgomery, North Harris County, where you are now?
Yeah.
What do you see going on out there?
Well, North Harris and Montgomery County, I think the game changers we all know about are Exxon and the Grand Parkway. And I guess that would be considered more North Harris, as the county line is just south of the Woodlands Spring Creek. The Woodlands has had its run, and then with the advent of Howard Hughes, taking over the Woodlands, that was a big game changer as well, because their liquidity is outrageous, and you've seen the beautiful projects they're building in around Hughes Landing and Town Center and things like that. So now if you go up to Conroe, for instance, we just bought an asset out there at the Lone Star Airport, the expanded runway and the customs checkpoint. We're actually right next to the stripes right there at 336 and 3083, that northeast corner. That will ultimately be a mixed-use development. So, I mean, you're even seeing things in the east side of 45, East County, out to Magnolia. If you run out, northwest of the Woodlands, we have several assets out there, large land holdings, and there's every time I turn around, I feel like a new HEB is being announced or something like that. So, like I said, we get in the way of this intelligence, and then try to capitalize. So, I mean, it's honestly the entire radius around the Woodlands is I would call it a hot growth area, even despite what's happening in the oil and gas market. And I got to tell you, in 2008, when we were launching my previous firm that I co-founded, everybody was saying, golly, you guys can be able to survive this, and Lehman Brothers collapsing and all these things are happening. And really the Woodlands didn't skip a beat, and it was pretty impressive to see that. So maybe the same thing is true right now, where we're going to just withstand this little oil glut. And when you talk about industry, you've got, energy being 30% in the Woodlands area. You've got medical, which is, as you guys know, is a huge driver right now. Then you got another 20% being education. So there's Lone Star schools popping up left and right, and college campuses and things of that nature. And then the rest being professional services and banking and things like that. So I guess my point is, if energy is only 30%, I think we're okay.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of growth potential out there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a real short break here. And when we come back, we're going to talk about a special event that's coming up. That's the 30th Annual Economic Outlook Conference. And we'll be right back with you.
Running a business is hard. Pressure to maximize profits and minimize loss continue to grow. Schooley Mitchell of Houston can help. Their independent consultants will ensure you are receiving the best communications and credit card processing services at the best prices. Most importantly, their services are completely risk-free. If they don't find savings for you, there is no fee. Contact Schooley Mitchell of Houston today to find out. Call 832-314-1815 or visit their website at schooleymitchell.com/JM Polio.
Taylor Eyes PR works exclusively to get your business noticed. Public relations is how others perceive you and your company. By tailorizing the marketing strategy exclusively to your business, your story is told. Taylor Eyes PR services include networking, social media, blogs, press releases, public appearances, and event planning. To learn about Taylor Eyes PR, call Margie Taylor at 936-828-6881 or visit the website at tayloreyespr.com. My business is tailored to yours.
Are you paying too much for your personal or business insurance? Patricia Cooper Insurance on FM 1488 and Tamina Road is an independent agency that can shop multiple carriers to find the best rates and coverages to fit your specific needs. Call us today at 281-356-9955 and let us go to work for you. Patricia Cooper Insurance, where our customers are treated like family.
SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County is a 501c3 all-volunteer-based rescue and adoption organization with a no-kill policy for healthy and adoptable animals. Our goals are fourfold: to rescue and rehabilitate homeless animals, to provide a safe haven for the animals until a suitable adoption or foster care home is found or until they are reunited with their owner, to educate the public about the great need to reduce pet population, which includes the importance of having their pets spayed and neutered, and to further the cause for humane and responsible pet ownership, and to provide a low-cost spay-neuter clinic for people who are unable to afford to spay or neuter their pets otherwise. SPCA Pet Snap of Montgomery County encourages you to think adoption first. You can contact us at www.spcaofmc.com.
Are you planning on growing, expanding, or possibly selling your business? All of these business opportunities require developing strategies and setting goals in order to achieve success. Providing specialized consulting in these and other key business decisions is what Silver Fox Advisors have been doing since 1986. Let us help you today. Call us at 713-343-3718. It might be the most profitable call that you ever make.
You are listening to the Weekly Business Hour, and this is Rick Schissler, your Silver Fox advisor and host. In the studio today, we have Trey Halberdier of the Halberdier Real Estate firm. Trey has been talking to us in our first segment about his company and how he's grown here in the Montgomery, North Harris County area. Trey, you shared a little bit of economic outlook information with us, so it's kind of a nice segue into what we want to talk about at this point, and that is the upcoming 30th Annual Economic Outlook Conference, which your firm is a longtime sponsor of that conference. Can you give us a little bit of background of when and where the conference will be?
Yeah, absolutely. So on Friday, February 26th, 8 a.m. to 1:30 at the Woodlands Marriott, where it's typically always been. You guys come out and come get connected. We're going to have some awesome speakers out there. Greg Brenneman, he's the chairman, president, CEO of CCMP Capital. They're basically a turnaround firm, and I guess he's more of an expert, being the former CEO of Quiznos, Burger King, and PwC Consulting. Kate Warren is also coming out with Edward Jones. She's going to give kind of more of a global market condition and long-term investment strategies. So that's a good external financial way to get update on that. Kevin Brady from the political angle will be there. Everybody always likes to hear Kevin talk. And obviously the focus is going to be mostly on the Woodlands and the surrounding areas, the local economy all the way up to like the macroeconomics of the importance of this community. So.
Well, it's interesting. When I was looking through the press release for the conference, one of the things I would like to do is to encourage anyone who's listening today who is in the greater Houston area, in the Montgomery County area, or have access to come to this conference on February 26th, because this is a great opportunity in, 4 or 5 hours to really get some direct input, not only about the Montgomery County area, but the economy at large, because these speakers, when you look like Greg Brenneman, known as the turnaround king. I mean, he's one of these a little bit flamboyant, he's got a reputation, but he's got a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience that I know he'll share. And then Kate Warren, I mean, she has been all over the business news for a number of years. She's an expert, she's an economist, and I think she will offer a perspective about the economy as a whole, as well as hopefully a little bit of local information. And then Kevin, Kevin was recently elevated to the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, so he should have inside information, if you will, about any tax bills, revenue bills, anything that's coming or should come, or what our expectations should be in 2016, which plays itself really all the way down to business, doesn't it? I mean, obviously what they do in Washington affects what we do here in Montgomery County.
Absolutely.
Well, let me ask you this, and it's kind of an offbeat question, but, back in the day, and I mentioned to you at the break that I was involved early in my career in the real estate business, and that's what tax advantages, tax write-offs were. They sort of drove the business there for a while in the 80s. I mean, it was amazing the way the tax laws, and I guess that's one thing, Kevin, today I don't hear as much about depreciation and write-off. I mean, they're there,
right?
But they used to be, there was actually even a market for selling tax write-offs. And all that kind of, in my opinion, distorted the true value of the real estate. Do you deal with any of the tax aspects? Is that a big driver anymore?
I think we're kind of more of a fundamental firm. We underwrite the asset for what it's worth and hopefully get a good deal. It's like we joke with our friends. We make our money on the first tee box as if, we're golfing and placing bets. But, there's definitely tactics and strategies and, the banks taking back assets and buying notes and, tax sales and things like that. But, we always deploy creative ways and ideas, but we don't thrive on one specific way of acquiring a property, whether it be, a tax sale or what have you. But one thing that is great here in the Woodlands area is the tax base. The property taxes are less due to the sales tax, the 2% that's levied. So in a way, because of consumer spending, the property taxes are lower. So that's good for all the residential people around the Woodlands and certainly big commercial owners.
Well, let me ask you this conference coming up. It's been going on for 30 years, sponsored by the Woodlands Chamber of Commerce as the primary, the entity that actually puts it on. Why should someone attend this conference as a business person?
Yeah, I mean, again, at the most fundamental level, it's about connections, and everybody knows in business connections matter. So we're big on mentorships and seeking out mentors. I'll probably have mentors even when I'm 80 years old. So I think number one is come out and meet people and make those authentic connections. And I think a lot of older men and women with gray hair, so to speak, are more than happy to give back to individuals like you, whether you be a small business owner or a big business owner for that matter. So the connections is huge. And then the insight. I mean, obviously, we're going to get tons of insight from these leaders that were just mentioned previously. And it's kind of what you take that away with you and then what you do with it. So I think connections and insight and getting plugged in, because in our business as a developer, you have to operate on intelligence. And once you have intelligence, market intelligence, financial intelligence, business intelligence, what areas of town are growing, what things to look out for. I mean, this is what's going to make you a more benefactor in the community, because you'll have more insight in turn. So you're walking away with effectively a free education and how to be more effective out in the marketplace.
Well, you make an excellent point there too, and it's something that I encourage even the smallest businesses. I mean, you've got to build up an understanding of the community you're trying to serve, the neighborhood, whatever you want to call it, the street, whatever, depending on what your business is, because you will be able to make better decisions, more effective, gain a better return, however you want to look at it, if you know where the community is going. Where is it growing? Where is it not growing? And I don't think you have to spend a ton of time on that. There's a lot of great resources, and this is one of them, where you can spend a few hours and, like you say, also have the potential to make a lot of great connections.
That's it.
Well, this conference obviously raises money from the attendance fees and whatnot. Give an idea back, and I think this is important for people that are in business in this community to understand where some of this money goes.
Yeah, so the funds are raised that are raised from the conference help benefit various programs that the chamber hosts, such as healthcare, mobility, and economic development, which obviously promote the growth of South Montgomery County, all the residents, all the businesses. So, I mean, it's truly a snowball effect. And I can tell you the people at the chamber are just fantastic people, always smiling and always willing to help. And it's been nothing but an asset for our company and all the companies that we associate with.
Well, the point being, I guess, is that these monies that if you pay an attendance fee, it's going right back in indirectly into your pocket, because these folks at the chamber are trying to develop business to help business grow, right?
Absolutely.
Well, Trey, I really appreciate you being with us today. You've brought a lot of insight into the real estate market through your company and the tremendous job you all have done in the community. If people are interested in touching base with someone about one of your projects, have some interest, maybe a tenant possibility, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, you can connect with our main office. We have a phone number, 281-362-2829. And the website is www.the, like T-H-E, the letter H for the brand name Halberdier, realestate.com, www.therealestate.com.
Well, I appreciate that. And by the way, I give you a personal recommendation. I went to your website, obviously, in preparation for the show, and there's a lot of information about what's going on in the real estate market around Montgomery County and, again, North Harris County. So if you're looking to put a new location in or looking to move, I'd go to the website and just take a look at the information that the Halberdier companies have gathered. Again, thank you, Trey. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back with our local business news segment. Please stay with us.
Are you planning on growing, expanding, or possibly selling your business? All of these business opportunities require developing strategies and setting goals in order to achieve success. Providing specialized consulting in these and other key business decisions is what Silver Fox Advisors have been doing since 1986. Let us help you today. Call us at 713-343-3718. It might be the most profitable call that you ever make.
Are you paying too much for your personal or business insurance? Patricia Cooper Insurance on FM 1488 and Tamina Road is an independent agency that can shop multiple carriers to find the best rates and coverages to fit your specific needs. Call us today at 281-356-9955 and let us go to work for you. Patricia Cooper Insurance, where our customers are treated like family.
Tailorized PR works exclusively to get your business noticed. Public relations is how others perceive you and your company. By tailorizing the marketing strategy exclusively to your business, your story is told. Tailorized PR services include networking, social media, blogs, press releases, public appearances, and event planning. To learn about Tailorized PR, call Margie Taylor at 936-828-6881 or visit the website at tailorizedpr.com. My business is tailored to yours.
Running a business is hard. Pressure to maximize profits and minimize loss continue to grow. Schooley Mitchell of Houston can help. Their independent consultants will ensure you are receiving the best communications and credit card processing services at the best prices. Most importantly, their services are completely risk-free. If they don't find savings for you, there is no fee. Contact Schooley Mitchell of Houston today to find out. Call 832-314-1815 or visit their website at schooleymitchell.com/JM
The Conroe YMCA's benchmark adaptive programming for kids and adults is Leap of Faith. Leap of Faith is an equine-assisted therapy program serving children and adults with adaptive needs. The riders in our Leap of Faith program are working to address and manage specific aspects of their lives impacted by illness, injury, or disability. The Leap of Faith program has experience working with riders who are living with attention deficit or other hyperactivity disorders, hearing impairments, visual impairments, developmental delays or disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, head traumas, brain injuries, and paralysis. Our program uses horseback riding to develop self-confidence and self-esteem, to increase upper and lower body strength, assist in respiratory issues, and establish a trusting relationship between the rider and their horse. Not only do these activities aid in the physical and mental development of the rider, but they also foster self-reliance and independence. For more information regarding our program, to become a rider, or to volunteer with a great group of people, please call our Welcome Center at 936-441-9622 or visit our website at www.ymcahouston.org/Conroe.
The East Texas Dream Center is in need of your help. We are a nonprofit Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. We are conveniently located at 301 South 1st Street, Conroe, Texas, 77301, right here in Montgomery County. Our needs are financial and every needs of gasoline, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, Lysol, and whatever else God puts in your heart. To help our ladies and children, please consider a donation. You may visit our website at www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, so you don't forget, it's www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Donations are tax deductible. Remember what Jesus said, with God, nothing is impossible.
This is Rick Schissler, your Silver Fox advisor, welcoming you back to the Weekly Business Hour. In this segment, we're going to have a little business news, and I'm going to give you my Silver Fox tip of the week. First, business news. Kind of a quiet period of time, obviously, during the holidays with business, because everybody hopefully is busy doing business. But there's a couple of things I picked up in searching the business news that I wanted to share with you. The first one's about mobility. We were just talking to Trey Halberdier about mobility and location, real estate development around the area. And one of the most important changes in the mobility here, in my opinion, in Montgomery County in a long, long time is getting ready to come to fruition. And that is the opening of the Tollway project, the Outer Belt or Highway 99, Grand Parkway, whatever you want to call it. It looks like it's about ready to open. And from what I could tell, I picked up an article in the Community Impact newspaper online written by Sean Arge and Christopher Shelton back earlier this month. And it appears that the Grand Parkway officials say that what they call segment F1 and F2, which is 24 miles of the toll road from Highway 290 to 45, will be open here in the first quarter of the coming year. So it looks like that segment, which will be a blessing for all of us who have suffered through the construction of the tollway over 45. We're getting ready to get a little bit of relief. But I also think that's important to the mobility of our community because it will allow folks to get on that tollway and travel to the west down to 290 and points beyond. And it's pretty amazing what that'll do. The other thing I picked up in the article is the next segment of the tollway that will go from Highway 45 over to 59 should open later in 2016. It's an amazing project if you look at it, all the segments when completed, 184 miles. You'll be able to take a trip, about a 2 or 3 hour trip, just to travel around the greater Houston area. Pretty amazing thing. And for an example, you should be able to drive from Highway 249 to I-45, which is right here in our community, in about 10 minutes. And from I-10 west all the way over in the Energy Corridor in Katy area to I-45 in about 35 minutes. An amazing situation and change, I believe, in demographics. Very important project. And the other thing is happening is the development along the new tollway. Already a lot of development. If you haven't been out and about, a lot of us kind of avoid the tollway because of all the constructions of the roads that cross the tollway, like Kirkendall 45. Of course, we can't avoid that to get into the city of Houston, but there's a lot of construction and delays. But you have a lot of communities that have sprung up, like Springwoods Village, been under construction for quite a while. Coventry Development has developed that project. There are other projects going on that have attracted oil and gas companies. Again, with the energy situation, maybe that slows down, but obviously ExxonMobil, huge corporate campus, Southwestern Energy, both those campuses are completed, up and running. The other area, Hardy Toll Road, Riley Fuzzle, east of 45. Trey mentioned that briefly in his remarks. They have 60 acres on 2 projects over there they're developing. All kinds of projects popping up along the tollway, both east and west of I-45. So a real game changer, in my opinion, is the construction and, thank goodness, the completion of the tollway out here in the Montgomery County area. The second news item I want to bring up, just I guess as a reminder, and this article kind of caught me off balance a little bit. I didn't realize we were so far ahead in the game, and that's our water resources. There are many business people that if you talk to them that have been in this community, if they've been here for a long time in Montgomery County, Woodlands, Conroe, Magnolia, Montgomery, Willis area, that really see the importance of water. It's been talked about in the state of Texas for a number of years as the state as a whole and utilization of our water resources. And the bottom line is that we as users of that water are in a position where we've got to move away from groundwater, particularly in areas near the coast, because as you pump the water out of the ground tends to sink. And this has occurred even here in Montgomery County in a measurable way. And so one of the things that happened, and again, most of you may be aware of this, is that a groundwater district was put in place, and the groundwater authority that I talked about last week, the Lone Star Groundwater Conservation District, worked with the San Jacinto River Authority, and they have developed, San Jacinto did, over almost nearly $500 million water treatment facility and pipeline system. And this is now in operation. And that is the thing I wanted to convey to you. Apparently, that the city of Conroe began receiving water from this area on November 15th, Woodlands on September 18th. So that means that some of the water coming out of the spigot, if you will, out of the shower, out of the hose, is water coming from surface resources, in this case, Lake Conroe. So this is a real situation. It is already working. The money is being spent, has been spent, because the system is still under construction and being expanded in the Montgomery County area. And what I wanted to convey to you, because I know there's a certain resistance to this, and I can understand, because we've seen it in our water bills. The fact that in many cases water bills seem to have doubled because we've all been asked to put aside or to pay, if you will, I guess, a certain amount of money, a little over $2 a thousand gallons we're paying for that project. In fact, right now, if we're receiving surface water, we're paying $2.51 per gallon, per thousand gallons. Those that don't receive the water but are part of this project are paying $2.32 per thousand. And these fees are paying for this $500 million project, if you will. But the bottom line is the necessity, and let me just leave you with a couple numbers. Montgomery County water consumers used about 83,000 acre feet of water 2010. That number, based on the growth that we talked about with Trey and we've talked with others about, is expected to triple. The use of water is expected to triple over the next 40-some years. So it's important that a certain amount of planning be done, because the point is, where's the water going to come from? Well, Lone Star, part of their Lone Star Groundwater Conservation District's mandate was to determine how much water could we take out of the ground and not be in a situation to drain the aquifer, if you will, dry. And their figure was 64,000 acre feet a year. So we're using 83,000, but we should only be taking 64,000 to make sure we don't run out of water. Obviously, almost a 20,000 acre foot difference. So this is part of what's driving this plan. We're already over the top. We're already running out of water. No panic intended. But we need to consider these projects. I know there's a lawsuit by the city of Conroe and some others, still a great deal of controversy, but it's something that all of us in business and as citizens of the county need to watch, be aware of, because, again, it's here. Silver Fox Advisors Tip of the Week. I wanted to take a little bit of time today because we are at the end of the year, and the end of the year begins a process which hopefully began a month or two ago, because we talked about it on the show, and that's planning for the new year, planning for the next few years. Taking an opportunity to kick back, perhaps in the privacy of an office or a place away, think about your business or get your team involved in some formal planning, whatever works best for you. At the end of the day, I hope and encourage everyone to at least have a single sheet, at least have a one-page plan. that they can refer back to and that they potentially can share with their employees and perhaps even with their vendors in some cases. But one of the things we do when we should plan our exit from the business. And as you've heard me before in the show, I've talked about planning your exit when you start the business so you can maximize your efforts, that you maximize the return that you make on the business, both emotionally and from a dollars and cents point of view. But let's assume that the business is up for sale, and the thing I want to touch on today is an article as the basis of my remarks today called The 7 Most Common Mistakes Business Owners Make When They Sell Their Businesses. I want to make you aware of some mistakes that can be made, and if part of your annual planning process is that you're going to put the business up for sale, or you've got a plan over the next several years to do so, and you're starting to put a plan of sale together, then be aware of these common mistakes. The first one is not understand what selling your business is really worth to you. Okay? First, and I mentioned it earlier, you put a lot of work into your business, a lot of emotion. You've invested your money. You've sacrificed other opportunities that you might have had with friends and family. What is this worth in a dollars and cents point of view? Well, most of us would say priceless. But the idea is that you've put this into the business. Yes, you've got a balance sheet, you've got a P&L, and this is going to be the dollar and cents part of what the business is worth. But you have to bring these emotions to bear, and you've got to determine what your price is, and then you need to work to sell it for this fair price. Some people get frustrated, they just walk away, they sell it below value. Some people just close shop. You'd be amazed how many small businesses, particularly, the owner just closes up. And I think if you commit a little bit of time and extra effort to planning, you can get the maximum price that you deserve for all that you've invested. The second mistake is not having an exit plan for your business. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but you have to plan on this. If you plan on it, it will give you a much better return in all aspects. So be sure that you take some time. Short of a health issue or some type of personal crisis, take the time. Take a period of at least 2 or 3 years, if not longer, to plan where you're going with the business. The third mistake is not understanding how key metrics have a profound impact on your business. The key metrics of how other people will measure your business, how you're doing in your business, the industry that you're in. Because the metrics, say, in the dry cleaning business versus the printing business are different. And you can move certain metrics by making certain decisions as you prepare this exit. As you work through this plan, given enough time, you can build up the metrics that are important, that will be important to buyers of your kind of business. The fourth thing, timing the sale of your business poorly. Again, exit strategy is important, but you also have to build some flexibility in it. One of the things is you don't want to sell at the bottom. We're talking about a recession. Obviously, you'd like to sell at the top. We've all heard that in the stock market. It's almost impossible to figure out when we're at the top, when we're at the bottom. But we all have a general idea of what the business atmosphere and attitude is out there. So when you prepare your business to sell, don't have a committed drop-dead date that I've got to do it by that date or I'm in trouble. Again, subject to health situations and other personal emergencies, try to plan and maximize the time. Time should be on your side. Fifth, failing to make simple cosmetic changes to increase your business value. You know, a lot of times we've been working so many years, there's a lot of dust and dirt in the corners, so to speak. You need to clean it up. You need to clean it up just like you would if you're putting your house up for sale. Trim the lawn, trim the bushes, paint the front door. The same thing is true in business. Be sure that your business, particular physical plant, has those things covered. Sixth thing is waiting for buyers to come to you. Don't do that. Go out and market your business. And the seventh one I really want to take a little bit of time is poor negotiation skills. A lot of us only sell a business once. It's important to reach out for people that are experts that can help you sell the business. Not necessarily a business broker, but if you need help, you need to have someone who can negotiate a better deal for you. That's very important and can make a big difference in the value of your business. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you today. I encourage you to visit our website at irlonestar.com to stay up on everything happening in Montgomery County. As we close the show today, I want to give a big Lone Star thanks to our sponsors, Patricia Cooper Insurance, Schoolie Mitchell with my friend Jerry Polio, Taylorized PR with Margie Taylor and the Silver Fox Advisors, and also to Trey Halberdier for sharing his experience and providing information about the upcoming 30th Annual Economic Outlook Conference presented by the Woodlands Chamber of Commerce. Stay engaged this week. Keep your focus on what counts in your business. Next week, our special studio guest will be Gil Staley, the Woodlands Economic Development Council. Thank you for joining us, and until next week, remember to stay in touch with what's happening here in Montgomery County on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Thank you for checking out a podcast on Lone Star Internet Radio. Lone Star Internet Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas. If you are interested in sponsoring a program for Lone Star Internet Radio, just visit us online at irlonestar.com or message us on Facebook. We are always taking song requests on Twitter, and if you are interested in getting involved with the station, by either hosting your own show or if you want to be a DJ, just contact Dick at irlonestar.com. Lone Star Internet Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station.